Hello, gorgeous soul, and welcome to this epic podcast. This is a place where you are encouraged and you have absolute freaking permission to unapologetically go after all of your dreams, all of your visions, all of your things on your vision board, like everything that your heart desires. I'm your host, Angharad, the High Vibe Babe, and I believe that we're all in this life to expand and experience our wildest dreams. If one of us can have it, then we all can. So that is the aim of this podcast. Each week I'll either be going solo or have guests with the aim to inspire, uplift you and give you the tools for you to live your most epic AF life and business possible. You can find me on Instagram with the handle @HighVibeBabe. Now let's get into today's episode. Hey beautiful babes, Angharad here, High Vibe Babe, Cosmic Coach. Oh my gosh, I'm here for this. Okay, I just want to share a little bit about your sacral because she's got you, boo. When you are being led, when you have the frustration or self-theme to dig through the layers, right? When we're frustrated about something, to dig through it and find out what the misalignment is, where you made the decision that wasn't aligned for you, where you haven't served yourself, what you need to go and correct, because that's what your frustration is ultimately showing you, okay? From your sacral, you haven't listened to your sacral. So dig in, lean into the frustration until you find the satisfaction. So the satisfaction, the feeling of being satisfied and just perfectly in alignment is like literally your sign for alignment. So shifting through it, and what it means is that you are not being led to something by your sacral, your frustration or your satisfaction. You're not being led to something that's not ultimately going to serve you, okay? Your sacral is 1,000% leading you to all of the things, okay? And everything cosmically is literally lining up for you. So my new one-on-one client that I'm signing, she was like, I don't know how this is going to happen, but I know this is going to happen. I energetically want to work with you. I've made the decision. And within a couple of days, the resources have already been available for her. And it's beautiful because, and now she's just been voice messaging me about how the universe is throwing her other things right now and how she's receiving and all of these beautiful things. It always, always, always is lining up for you cosmically. When we make the decision and lean back and allow the abundance to come, allow ourselves to manifest, allow everything to come to us, everything is lining up for you, always, all the time. Your sacral has got you, boo, okay? She is here, she's serving you, she's showing you everything, the path that you need to go down. She is clearly laying everything out for you, and cosmically, so much is aligning for you when you're choosing to align with your sacral. It's literally magic. Like, it's fucking incredible, and I'm so here for it, and so damn excited, and I have something exciting. Okay, wow, this is happening, is it? Okay, cool. So this was my last space for one-on-one coaching for, I don't even know how many months, a few months. If they re-sign, God knows how long I would not have any more one-on-one spaces for. But what we've actually decided is we are going to be at least semi-retiring my husband. So I'm actually going to take on another one, maybe two more one-on-one clients. So if your sacral has been leading you to it and you're like, yes, queen, this is what I want, I do actually still have space for one-on-one clients, which I'm so excited about, because one-on-one clients is like literally where the magic's at. It's so beautiful and so powerful. So if you want to reach out and totally do that, a thing I do have launching, which I'm just inviting people to be part of, is I'm going to be launching a mastermind that is going to have some one-on-one support as well. So if you're like, I'm not quite there yet, this is a much lower investment, but it's going to be a high-level mastermind to get you to 10K months. And basically, I know the things that I like in masterminds, which is some one-on-one call time. So maybe like maybe 2 calls a month, one-on-one time, 60 minutes. There's going to be a voice messaging group, and I really want you to have like the permission to co-create. So with my one-on-one clients right now, when you're signing up for me, you get to choose how long we work for. So one of the reasons why I decided to do this is because, I've worked in the past with coaches where it's been like, 4 months is the minimum and I really want to do 6 months, or maybe 6 months is the minimum, but I want to do 3 months, right? And so, or even longer, I've wanted to sign up for 12 months before the max I could do was 9 months. And so what I've really decided to do with my one-on-one coaching is you get to choose the term, because the reality is, like, it's going to be amazing how long we work for, and you get to have the permission. I totally want to give them permission to co-create with me. And when people work with me one-on-one, they really do get to lead. They lead their transformation. I work with women who are so ready to lead their life and do all the things and align with their design and all the yummy things, right? So I'm doing the same sort of thing with my mastermind. So I don't have a date when it's starting yet, because you also get to have an impact on that. And if you're like, whatever, like maybe you want specific training modules, maybe you want to be just in a human design with just other generators, because in my group coaching program that I'm running at the moment, Biz School, High Vibe CEO Biz School, it's all actually worked out they're just generators, and so they have different authorities and stuff, but it's been really beautiful. So some people have mentioned maybe they might like that. So if you're interested in a mastermind, you've been looking for that support and you really want that calibration with women, and you really want it, like, other beautiful thing with all of my clients and my group coaching programs and my one-on-ones is they all seamlessly fit together. They end up being like each other's clients. They're like not even on the same, like have the same businesses, but it's just so they have like different niches or completely different services, like websites and personal training and like healing stuff and so many different things, but they all end up working together. It's honestly the most delicious thing on the whole freaking planet. So the mastermind vibes it's a really high level, beautiful thing. So feel free, if you're like, I've been looking for mastermind, but this is what I really want in one, feel free to message me. But the aim is definitely 10,000 US. 10,000 US dollars a month, consistent months, is like the main aim that I really want you to energetically peer to, and I'm offering within my container because it's like powerful and I'm so here for it, and I'm so damn proud that my clients get this. So anyway, Sacral is guiding you, boo, okay? When you decide the universe meets you, everything raises up to support you, for you leaning into your alignment, leaning into what you truly desire, what your soul is bringing to life, because your desires are not there by mistake. Your sacral is not leading you to something so that you fail, right? That is not what it's about. It's there. So when you follow, you lean in, everything is provided for you in the most aligned, beautiful, incredible way. Like, for instance, my call with my one-on-one client today, it was beautiful. What happened is we started the call and she had a whole lot of frustration. There was something that was really not working, some technical stuff. It was really, really not working. I was like, look, babe, let's just hold the energetic standard that this is all going to work out. At the end of this call, we're going to be so aligned and you're going to understand exactly what happened, and we're going to have all the answers. And that's exactly what did happen, okay? By the end of the call, that's exactly what had happened. And I'm just like celebrating it all. So, look me for human design questions. Candy sent a message about being a managing, and I'm going to explain this and break it down. I have her question here and her chart. Okay, I'm an emotional authority, so she's a managing, but I have a defined sacral, so I get confused about when the fuck to make a decision. I might get a sacral yes, and then I have an emotional wave and I'm like, what? Was it a high? Was it the sacral? And if so, who fucking knows what the right thing is to do, versus my manifesting generator who just wants to do all the things. Yes. And times where I've felt a sacral yes, excited, let's go. And so I act on it and then it falls flat and nothing happens. And I'm so confused, like, what the fuck? Okay, I kind of paraphrased a couple of words there. But firstly, I want to say this is a really, really typical managing thing, okay? So what happens, and even generators a little bit, but certainly managing, okay? So what happens is your sacral's like, yes, queen, let's go do it. We've got the energy. Let's do all the things, okay? And where you go wrong is, firstly, you haven't waited for the response, okay? You haven't leaned back and waited for a response. And that is really, really important part for your design, okay? But how an aligned decision-making process goes, so that's one of the reasons why. The second reason why is you have a lot of energy, right? You managings are beautiful, you're incredible. You also matter of flipped into informing mode, which we'll go into as well. And then the third thing is that sometimes your sacral just has so much energy that you think it's a yes, but actually it wasn't quite right for you, and you've got to zing and sort of clear out some energy and like get a bit clear first, okay? So how the aligned decision making process for a managing will go is this. Okay, there's all the things all happening at once and you're like, oh, where do I even go? Like, oh yes, let's do all the things, okay? So firstly, in that moment, what you actually need to do is you need to transmute energy. So you probably already know what this is. If you don't, one of the ways that managings find it really, really helpful, and for generators in general, this is really important, is physical exercise, okay? I ain't preaching, I just know this is like really, really important for you generators and managings, okay? So what you do is you're transmuting energy. So you get out and do yoga or the walk or the run or the like whatever feels really aligned to you, what sacral likes to do, okay? And then you come back. Once you've moved some energy, once you've shifted the energy, then you come back. You come back to it all, okay? And the other thing you can do, you can also transmit energy through visualizations and chakra clearing meditations and, you know, white light coming in and cleansing, right? Okay, so there's other ways we can also transmit energy if you aren't available to go for a run at like midnight or whatever, okay, right? So that's the first thing you do. The second thing is you're probably going to get an answer from sacral, right? It's going to be like, yes, let's go do the thing, okay? So, but the important thing is for you with your emotional authority, which I'm going to dig into your emotional authority. Emotional authority is much more complicated than just like a cycle. It's a really good like basic emphasis, but it's a lot more complicated than that, okay? So I'm going to dig into your specifically Candy, your wave, and explain to you how it really works and how you can make an aligned decision. So when we look at your chart, I'm just going to pull it back up. That channel just there which is the 37 to 40. This is a tribal wave. So this is your only wave you have, Candy. So how it works is your emotional authority is tribal. So it builds up, builds up, builds up, builds up, and then just has to release. So it's like one of my kids has this, and it's very, very obvious in comparison to my other child who's also an emotional authority, but it's quite different. So it builds up gradually, and then it's like boom. It's just all go. And so one of the ways that you can help this wave, I guess, is physical touch. So physical touch, also water. Oh my lord. So physical, obviously water is touching our skin and stuff as well, but physical touch is a really, really great way. And just remember, like, to transmit the energy and to lean into the feelings and all the things. But just remember that your emotional authority is actually a chemical thing. It's nothing to do with your environment. It's just, we perceive it to be part of our environment right before we understand all the things, but it's nothing to do with your environment. It's just a chemical thing. It's part of your body. It's part of your experience as a human, okay? So what happens also with a tribal wave is it's not like just this round circle where it's like slowly up, peaking, and then slowly back down. A tribal wave does not work like that. How a tribal wave goes like this, you're on, like, it's on the up. It goes up and down. It sort of peaks and goes back down and all the way up, and you go to the top, and then it plummets down. Okay, straight down to zero. It's like this massive, this is the reason why it can be quite explosive as a tribal, right? So it's like you're great, and the next minute you're like, boom, rage, just there's so much that needs to be processed, right? So finding your zero with making a decision for an emotional authority with a tribal wave, okay, is much easier to find it on the way up than it is on the way down, finding your zero, okay? And so obviously leaning in, like, makes everything go a bit quicker and everything like that, so we can condense the time so we can get back to our zero. But how an aligned decision making process for a managing with the emotional authority is your sacral's gonna be like, yeah, let's do the thing, okay? So then you can go and do some exercise and release some things and, like, park it, whatever, like, wait, and then wait for you around your zero. So you're gonna wait till you're on the way up, okay? Not on the way down, because it's going to be very hard to catch, because you go from high to, like, low just in a matter of no time at all, all right? So on the way up, you're going to get a moment of clarity. Everything chemically just seems to balance out, okay? So tracking your emotional cycle, just like a feminine cycle, is going to be really important, but you're going to have, like, a moment of clarity, okay? And so in that moment, that's when you make the decision. Sacral's like, hell yes. Emotional authority is like, yes. And the thing also is with emotional authority is that it's about unpicking between, like, you know, because we used to make, I'm saying we, I haven't actually experienced this because I'm not an emotional authority, but I say we because I'm just so used to saying we anyway. It can be quite easy for you guys to, in your high, you have quite a clear answer, right? And in your low, you have quite a clear answer. But around your zero, you only actually get about 70 to 80% clarity, whether it's a yes or no. So it doesn't feel as, like, confirming. It doesn't feel as firm as it does when you're high or low, either way, right? So it's around that zero, it's around the chemical, and just know that 70 to 80% is your hell yes or your hell no is about 70 to 80% sure. The reason why it's only 70 to 80% sure is because you have felt what it feels like in the high, and you felt what it feels like in the low. So when you get to the middle, you're like, I'm not really sure, right? So because you've experienced the full range of emotions. So it's almost like, I wouldn't say it's scattered, but it's just how it works, okay? So about 70 to 80% sure, around your zero, okay? So sacral says yes, authority says yes, for instance. You're always going to have the same answer across all of your authorities. You're also quite a defined chart. So, I'm not going to keep on going. I keep on going forever about that. So you've got the sacral, you've got the emotional authority, because all your authorities always just say the same thing. They don't say, like, sacral says yes and emotional says no, right? It's always the same thing. And then what you do is you're going to lean back and wait for a response. So you're going to wait for an external stimulus. It's always outside of your body. It's not like something within you. It's one of your senses, a sign, a smell, something you see, something you touch or you taste, or someone, like, someone says to you, right? You hear it, right? So it's basically how it's going to work. And then you will all go, okay? So then you go. You've got your three things. You've got your sacral, you've got your emotional authority, you've got your external stimulus. Then what's really, really important for many gens is then you flick into manifestor mode. Okay, so then a manifestor strategy is to inform. So once you've got it all go, then you flick into manifestor. So this is when you start informing people. So this is when you flick into manifestor mode. So this is, like, the cool things about you many gens. The reason why you can do so many damn things is all these cool things, right? So then you flick into manifestor mode, which means you need to inform people, okay? You inform them as you go, you inform them all the time, just because otherwise it just doesn't make sense to other people what's going on. And I'm pretty sure you would have experienced this. I know many gens, I've got 2 many gen sisters, and it always seemed like out of the blue they would make these decisions. They would say, like, you knew this was happening. We'd be like, No, we didn't. So it seems to like make sense to us as the manifestor or the managing that this was quite clear this was happening. But to other people, it really seemed to come out of the blue, this decision. You're like, where did this come from? And it's like, well, this was pretty obvious. I told you I was like going to my mate's house, whatever. But then forming peace is so important. This is how we create peace. This is how we get to our alignment, all the things. So I think I said everything that I want to say in regards to this, but hopefully this has given you like so much information for you to go integrate into your life. If you're Candy or you're a mini Gen, or even some Gens would have picked up some really amazing things. I love working with mini Gens because remember, you are not necessarily here to like have one thing. So I'm sure you would have probably heard within the human design world, people say with mini Gens, what they do is throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. I mean, it works, but it's like the fumbling, the less powerful way of living as a manager. And there is a much more clear and a much more aligned and more refined way of living. Is you don't just have to throw shit at a wall and see what's going to happen. This is by going through these steps with aligning with your human design and doing the things, right? And you don't have to waste, because no one wants to waste time, right? Especially when you're like, I'm here for it, let's go. So you don't have to waste the time like mucking around with like just seeing what's going to work anymore, because you follow your strategy, authority, and then flick into manifesto mode. Remember, once you've done all those things as a manager, and then things change at a rapid speed. And I love working with managers. You're beautiful. Okay, so I hope this has brought a whole lot of clarity for you. And if you want to reach out about one-on-one coaching or anything, I would absolutely love, if you feel aligned, I'm 99% sure that we're meant to work together, and I'd absolutely love to provide that support and that love and that space for you. So I'm sending heaps of love. Bye, ladies. If you have enjoyed this episode, I would adore if you would screenshot it, chuck it up on your stories with your favourite takeaway moment, and tag me at High Vibe Babe on Instagram so that more people can see this and get this content and get this message out there to really shape and change and impact other people's lives. Do you desire to be around more high vibe women who really get you, who encourage you, who like support you no matter what? Yeah, well, guess what? I have a place that you belong. It is called High Vibe Babes Community. It is a free Facebook group, and I would love to have you in there. There are so many free trainings and epicness in this group, so please get your booty in there. It would mean the world if you would subscribe to this podcast, do the reviews, the rating, the stars, all of the things. Thank you so much for being here. I cannot wait to chat with you on the next episode. I'm sending you all of the vibes and all of the love. Over and out from Angharad, the High Vibe Babe.